And now, the big shot. Brought to you by Nikon, at the heart of the image.
Previously on The Big Shot, our photographers were pushed to the limits of their imagination at Borobudur. So far, every pick of the week was booted the following week.
Chosen it as the pick of the week.
Vignesh, you are eliminated from the competition.
I'm very pleased to say that, Cheryl, you are the pick of the week.
And the next photographer to leave the competition is Cheryl.
Jana bucked the trend for the Borobudur challenge as Joshua was eliminated instead. The judges selected Caleb's picture as the pick of the week. Will he make it to the next round? We'll soon find out in this episode of The Big Shot. These foods were fit for a king, having been the favorite dishes of 10 generations of kings in Yogyakarta from as early as the 18th century.
How about some tapak kucing, magnet nom, sanggar, or bebek suasue? Now, not only does it sound amazing, the taste is out of this world. If these dishes could talk, they'll be wondering what their photographs would look like. Welcome to Bali Raos, a restaurant within the compounds of the Royal Residency of Yogyakarta. This restaurant has served 10 generations of kings. What will this challenge be? Good luck.
The theme for this week's challenge is food photography. Our photographers have been challenged to take a photograph that best depicts the caption, "I am fit for kings." They have been given 15 minutes to complete this challenge.
Time starts now.
Oh, the lights will be on, right?
We can turn it off, we can turn it off.
Okay, can I turn it off?
Off? Sure.
Yes, thanks.
Would you like to take a picture of the bebek suasue, or the sanggar, or the tapak kucing, or the mak nom is up to you, okay? I'll tell you what it is later.
Okay.
Practice very hard. What makes a good photograph about food?
Basically, it's the color of the food and as well the shape. So what I chose for my photograph is actually all flat. They don't have height, but they have shape and the color. And then I place them together and create a line. So when we take the food photograph, it's more on bringing out the texture, making it more delicious, and the color. Can you help me to move this? Yes.
What was your idea behind this that's going to be different from everyone else?
I always try to keep my photograph simple so that there's a focus and maybe there's other elements that complement the subject.
You had a reflector, then you're using a mirror, then you put a spoon in there. What was that all about?
I try to place the food near to the sun so that I can have a very good sunlight coming in. And then I use my reflector to bounce back the light into the dish. And then I use my mirror to reflect more light to the main dish that I want to pick it up so that it will be a main focus.
We know that this is about food photography, but also the caption says it's fit for kings.
Yes.
So did you think you managed to pull it off in a regal sense?
Yes, because the food that I chose is very unique and we don't really see that food often, the shape, the color, so that I think that really brings out the caption that I want to shoot today.
Welcome. Right, this is the venue.
Okay.
It's been set up over here.
Right.
You've got all the dishes fit for kings.
Okay.
When I'm given a challenge, I will try to read the challenge as carefully as I can and to deliver what the challenge requires. I think food actually talks about culture of people. So when you look at food, you generally get a good taste of what the culture it is actually like. So that's why I like photographing food.
Why did you decide to just mainly use what was provided for you rather than move the dishes to the other tables?
If you think about it, a king would have all of his consorts or his advisors dine with them. So all the dishes would actually be on the same table so that he have still have his own discussions on what's happening for the day, or basically just have a banquet feast. So that was the theme that I was going with.
You can't blame anyone but yourself now.
Yeah, I can't blame one by myself for doing that. If you have noticed, I just styled the plates and tried to look for which plate would suit the theme. To me, the roasted chicken looks to be the main course, and I thought that this should actually fit for a king. The challenge was actually how much light was available. That was one of the biggest challenges. The other challenge was actually to show all the dishes from the foreground right up to the background. That was also a little bit difficult to do because I had to use a really high ridiculous ISO in order to push up for the highlights, in order for it to expose it well.
These are all dishes. However, if you like to move them, you can. You can use the two tables in front of you and behind you as well. That's up to you. And if you want us to leave the lights on or turn it off, that's yours, okay? All right, good luck.
Thank you. Food is not my forte, definitely. So I just try and make it look delicious on camera, that's all. So I just do my very best. Think about all the food magazine that I've seen before, how it enticed me and made me go watery, so yeah. Kings are usually served in dishes which was prepared just now, so I just concentrate on the main dish and have the nicer dish around it as a decoration plus a drink. So concept made for king, I don't know, we should have a throne kind of seat to complete it, but I just make do with what we have just now. The difficulty would be the food layout. I didn't quite like the table mat, but I try and make do with the table mat. And with the space constraint, but I made use of the natural light because I don't really know how to use all those lights, so I try to make use of the natural light and put it nicely so that hopefully I get a very enticing picture.
It's definitely not your best work.
When I look at the shots, I cannot tell what is this.
Could you be going home?
Seriously, I think I'll be in trouble for this shot. I'm prepared before I come here, actually.
At first glance, I really liked it, but then after a few seconds, it became clear that there's a few things wrong with it.
You could have had the chef or someone to help you shift the food overall more centralized. Maybe it work.
It's okay shot for me.
Do you think you're in trouble? Do you think you could leave the competition this episode? Moven,
Hi.
how are you feeling?
Good.
Top 3?
Yes.
So, is it important now to just make it to the next round or winning pick of the week?
Take it easy. Because I know what I've done, you know, like, I'm quite happy with the shot. Because I have very little time to, you know, make it better. But I think I'm very happy with the shot. So whatever it is, I know I've done, you know, what I've achieved. So I'm happy with it. I named this photograph as the Better Royal. Well, luxury comes with refinement. It doesn't need to be quantity, but quality is the most important thing. So for this food, it's supposed to serve for king. And when I went to the location, we have a lot of choices for the food that we can pick up to choose for the shot. But the thing is that I find that a lot of the food are actually overcooked, and it's not very well to appear in photograph. So I choose the dessert instead to showcase the luxurious, and also I put the ingredient at the background to show that this dessert is made by the freshest ingredient. And because in gourmet, we don't mix up the sequential order of the food, so I would like to put the dessert as one picture by itself and don't mix up with other dishes. Thank you.
I think the composition is good. You have a sharpened area and focus, and then the background is soft and so forth. But to me, how am I going to apply and use this on publications, on the magazine? Where am I going to place the text and so forth? So I look at your shots and say, yeah, usable. Fantastic-wise, not really. Wow factor, not really. But it's good. Good composition.
Thank you.
Very nice composition. I like the use of roots of third and very beautiful colors. Very well thought out. Good job.
Thank you.
Yep, nice work. Technically, I can't really see anything that I could criticize. I think the focal point's in the right place. Good composition, colour balance, exposure, all good, very good. Nice work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bit of emotion coming out there.
Yeah.
Went really well.
Yeah.
Were you expecting that?
Not really, because since last week, I realized that, because I always shoot in the same way that I did, so I don't really think out of box. So probably I would expect that they will say the same thing again, but yet they say, well, there's no wow factor, but the composition-wise is very good, nothing is wrong, everything's good. Okay.
So it pays to be consistent so far.
Yeah.
At the start of the competition, did you think you'd make it this far?
No, I've been very safe. My pictures are safe and I'm saved many times. Yeah, I'm just very thankful to be here right now.
And now coming to the top three, it's getting serious, and you could be in the final.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about this picture because food is my weakest, and it's an angle which I'm not sure whether it'll be pleasing to their eyes or not. So I'm actually very worried right now. Okay, it's not a very fantastic food picture, I know. When I got there, I saw all the dishes. It was dry. I didn't feel it, and it's meant for the kings. So instead of capturing the picture of the food and the whole dishes itself, I decided to take a different angle, lay it out so a person can see that the kings actually, when they are served, they have a lot of different dishes and different colors. And I put this at the front, and I blur this out because otherwise it will be too much of a white in front. And I put the focus line over here to show a bit of color and sharpness on the different kind of food and then the main dish. It's not awesome. Trust me, I swear, I tried many angles. It just didn't work. I hit the tablecloth and the surrounding, and I picked this one because it has a bit of a depth of feel and stuff like that. Yeah.
I like how you just started with, I know this is not a fantastic photograph. I think the problem here, photography aside, is an attitude towards photography. You may think, I'm not feeling this, but on any types of assignment or photo shoot, or even your personal things that you like shooting, like there might be things that go wrong. And I would really like to say all the time, try to look on the positive side of things. If you had a chance to look at Morven's picture, like, yeah, maybe the tablecloth is hideous, but somehow he made it work with his image, Everyone can see things differently, but I'm sure there are ways you could have tried to, work with what you have, and sometimes it's the only choice we have. And food photography are not, rules of, say, composition still apply. Here, it's completely fine for you to focus on the food, but your vantage point is so low that I don't see so much of the dishes, so that becomes an issue to me, even if your focus is actually on the food itself. My eyes keep looking at the glass, which is out of focus. There's too much things fighting for attention. Yeah.
My main problem with your image is the focal point is on some sort of dried meat on the right-hand side. I would have suggested a higher angle, but if you're going to take a low angle like that, then the focal point either has to be really distinct and clear and important, or you should just be on something very near. But if you were to do that, then you're going to lose just about everything else. And you said that you knew that, too much rice in the front. Well, what I would say then is to don't put it at the front, if you know that. So this is definitely not your best work, but I think you know that, and I think you know what can be improved.
When I look at the shots, I cannot tell what is this, and I have no appetite at all. If you say that the food are dry and so forth, but why do you add more to it? You can remove some of the dishes by just concentrating on one. You have all the choice. Photographer must be in control, but you cannot come to it and say, I don't like it, the food are bad and so forth. So to me, attitude is pretty important. So the next time if you face a situation like that, make it look good. This is your job if you want to be a professional.
Hey. What happened in there? When you walked in, you were already very apologetic, saying that I know this not...
Yeah.
Why did you start off on that note?
I can't even bring the picture to life. Other pictures were crap. I couldn't even submit it, and I thought I would submit it, but then again, I couldn't feel my picture. Yeah, and I just want to be honest about this picture that I took. Yeah, I don't know.
So based on what they said in terms of the critique of your photograph, and just based on the trend so far in this season of The Big Shot, could you be in trouble? Could you be going home?
Seriously, I think I'll be in trouble for this shot. I'm prepared before I come here, actually. Yeah, so... I don't know, I hope luck is on my side again, that's all I can say.
You ready to go home?
No, I'm not though. I don't want to go home.
The man walking in with confidence.
Oh gosh.
Emotions finally showing.
Yes.
Without that stern poker face.
A little bit more relaxed today.
You must be very confident going to this round of judging.
Actually, you know, photography, you have your good days and you have your not so good days. So that was not one of my very good days.
Okay.
So I'm just hopeful that the judges can actually see my concept for what it is. Did one or two technical mistakes wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I approached it like a court meal. The back dishes are for the other courtiers and advisors that the king may actually have. The approach is concentrate on that one dish, and then the rest is just for the rest of the court.
I like the thought that you've put into your image and the concept that you just explained. I think it works well. At first glance, I really liked it, but then after a few seconds, it became clear that there's a few things wrong with it. Most obviously, the whites aren't quite white.
Okay.
There seems to be a kind of yellowish, greenish tinge to them, which, when you want to make something look appetizing, is not really appropriate.
Okay.
Secondly, it's blurry where it shouldn't be. There's a bit of camera shake, I think.
Right.
The composition, well, I like it, but just little details that you've cut off the side of the dish. And the final thing is that just little attention to detail. I mean, when it comes to food photography, some of the soup or the sauce on the inside of the bowl, I mean, you should have taken a napkin and wiped around
right
that.
here?
Yeah. So, I mean, as I say, at first glance, I like it, and generally it's good, but there's quite a lot of details that...
I know, the technical part would outweigh the concept that I actually had.
Yeah.
I agree.
I really do like your idea of it being a spread,
Right.
like, you know, a court meal. But the problem with that is you have a very, very long table here, and it does not fill up the whole table. So it feels very incomplete.
Sure.
Perhaps, you know, if you cropped tighter where you don't actually see the rest of the empty table, that might work. And attention to details.
Sure.
Like your first dish being the focus. If you take a closer look, it's like most of the dishes are kind of positioned to the right in the dish, in the photograph, and you see so much of the soup, which I would think would not be the focus point, you know,
that would
the
be
gravy.
clear, right?
Yeah, so you could have, you know, maybe had the chef or someone to help you shift, you know, the food overall more centralized, so it's presented better, maybe it work.
Noted. Thank you.
When I look at the shot is soft, it's blurred.
Right.
I think if you know that your hands is unable to hold well, you should use tripod. I think that's very important, critical to make things that looks really taste good. You have to be sharp. It's an okay shot for me. The soft focal is nice, but I would like to see maybe on a higher angle, down, and you can see the dishes clearer and some nice colors, but they are not cohesive. I think can be better.
I'm sure they can.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Ready to go?
Well, exactly as what I had expected it to be.
Do you think you're in trouble? Do you think you could leave the competition this
Definitely.
episode?
Definitely.
Really? Why so?
Because too much technical mistakes that I actually made. Didn't pay attention to detail, but what could possibly save me. That small little chance.
Okay.
That small little chance would be the concept was actually pretty good.
Photographers, this was one challenge that all of you struggled at Bali Rao's restaurant in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. All the judges were pretty unanimous. It wasn't your best work so far. And two of you, it was just really, really poor. And like always, when I call your name, please take a step forward. Movin.
Hi, Morgan. You have been doing really consistent work so far. Very nice colors, composition, nice tonality in your black and whites. I think if you can keep doing that, you could do a very good run at this competition. But I would like you to remember things like attention to detail. We have talked about it over the last few episodes. That is something you must remember. And Morgan, congratulations, you're pick of the week.
Which leaves our remaining two photographers. How will this play out? Caleb.
Hi, Caleb. I think it's very serious to do a food photography that your hands are shake and the shots is not sharp. So I think this is a rule of photography this is really a no good shots to me. I think it's very critical to know what you're trying to portray and to bring out the professionalisms in what you do. So to me, you are in danger.
Jana.
Hi, Jana. This certainly wasn't your best week, but in recent weeks, I think there's been an improvement in your work from the first rounds of the competition. So if you continue, I think that you should think carefully about what all the judges have said to you throughout the competition, where you've done well and where you haven't.
Thank you.
Caleb and Jana, two of you were so far apart from Moven, but just only a couple of points separate the both of you. Jana, you had the lowest score this week. But this week there's no elimination. So which means all three of you are through to the next week. So congratulations. Well done.
I can do a standing watch.
Again, how happy are you?
I'm really hoping for a non-elimination round because we had like what 7 challenges and then we left at 3 and then
Okay, I was looking at you and you were looking at me and you kept smiling.
No.
You kept smiling. I was thinking, did you know it was elimination?
No. I smile all the time, but even before I cry, I smile.
So was it a sense? How did you feel when I announced that it was not an elimination episode?
A huge relief because I know I can do much better next week. This week is just very, very tough. I hated the tablecloth.
So how do you feel right now?
There is a chance. There is a very good chance.
Okay. What about you?
I think I can do better next week.
Okay. How badly do you want to go to the final?
Really bad. Now I really want to do it really bad. I want to go Jack.
I mean, I'm here now. I gotta go. Go for the finals.
Never miss another episode. Catch up on Sin MSN Now.
Hope you have enjoyed The Big Shot. Brought to you by Nikon, at the heart of the image. In the next episode of The Big Shot, an up-dose and personal challenge for the final 3.
Actually, I couldn't take it because it's such emotional to me.
You just need to be really patient and just compose your image well.
Whose vision will win the judges' heart?
Positionally, I think this is the strongest out of the lot.
And earn a spot in the grand finals.
Your shots is rather disturbing to me.
The second last episode of The Big Shot, next Wednesday at 9 p.m. on 5. Brought to you by Nikon, at the heart of the image.